Thomas, thanks so much not only for this video but for the several other videos that you've made. I'm really glad that you've joined our community here, because you definitely have a lot to offer, and I've already learned a lot, and it's really interesting in light of the questions you asked about Purusha and Prakriti and Hindu philosophy in respect to how we conceive of evolution. Because just prior to watching your video, I was having a talk with a friend of mine, also from YouTube. Isis Melting is his channel's name, and we're talking about the notion of a demiurge. The Gnostic Christian saw matter, the created world, as almost evil, if not entirely illusory, and the truth being something transcendental, or at least God, or the designer of the material universe, being entirely outside that universe, directing and controlling it from beyond. And this seems to be along the lines of what modern day intelligent design folks and creationists are also trying to say. And the evolutionists, or the materialists and the scientifically minded objective observers who just want to use rationality to reduce all this stuff going on in nature to basic laws, deterministic laws. And so they see the created material universe not as an illusion, but as all that there is. What we observe, the outside surfaces of this mechanism going on, is all that there is. And this is nearly identical, this dichotomy between the demiurge people and the materialist people, is similar to Purusha and Prakriti, but the key difference for the Hindus' notion of this transcendental god, Purusha, pure consciousness, is that Purusha sacrificed his own body to become this world. They say, let me read here from Wikipedia, that his mind is the moon, his eyes are the sun, and his breath is the wind. So Purusha, while being in one sense transcendental, is also immanent in the world. And this is a lot like the Christian development of Judaism, because for Judaism, God was also transcendental, but through Jesus and the Christian story, God became flesh and suffered and died for the sins of the rest of the human beings and for the rest of life, which was incarnated on the planet. So Christianity, in a sense, is already incorporating this panentheism of Hinduism into Western thought, way before the Upanishads were translated for the philosophers like Schopenhauer. So, that being said, though, people like Schopenhauer, people like Aurobindo, who was a Hindu, an Indian, but was educated in the West and was able to act as a sort of cultural mediator to share ideas between these different traditions. And these types of people are important because still today in modern scientific culture we talk about nature as though it were entirely immanent, that there were not some kind of spiritual principle at work as well, that was transcendental though also immanent. Because I just made a video about 10 minutes ago about DNA and self-replication and how materialist molecular biology sees it as just mechanism. No Brahman active in this process, just accidental collisions between particles, molecules. So we need to take the the more balanced view. I think it amounts to a more balanced view of the Hindus' cosmology, and adapt our own, or I don't even consider it mine, but the general drift of our Western culture today is this materialistic view. It needs to be, or at the very least, it needs to open its ears and its eyes and its heart to this approach of seeing God not as an illusion, an imaginary myth invented in a time when people needed something nice to believe in because their lives were so difficult, but rather the most important aspect of what it means to participate, transactionally with others, not only human beings, but all of the cosmos unfolding. At the very least, all of our ecosystem on this planet, we could recognize that, and then we can start working on connecting with the rest of the cosmos, because we're tearing this place apart. But recognizing, a form of panentheism instead of atheism may benefit us in more than just, an ephemeral way, or a cosmetic way. It may reverse this calamity that's going on right now, environmentally, politically. All of this, I think, is based on a failure to extend our understanding of evolution and nature to incorporate the spiritual realm, and instead narrowly defining it as this mechanical, accidental, purposeless machine. So I think there's a lot to learn from the Vedas, from the Upanishads, a lot that many Western thinkers already have learned, but it hasn't pervaded our culture yet. And so there's still a lot of work to be done as far as popularizing these ideas, not degrading them while doing so and simplifying them more than they should be, but popularizing them so that people understand, wow, there are other traditions, other civilizations which did not view the world as such a dead place, which we suppose is just the truth because science said so. Science is still philosophy, and our philosophy, our materialistic metaphysic, may need to at least consider the possibility that it's missing a crucial component. So I guess I'll leave it at that, and let me know what you think. I'm really looking forward to hearing your insights and reflecting on some of the things that you come up with. So thanks again, and look forward to your response.